The nation's top diplomat is testifying before lawmakers for a second day about the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spent the morning answering senators' questions surrounding the end of the Afghan war and the chaotic events that followed. CBS News' Skyler Henry has more.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the evacuation of U.S. forces out of Afghanistan heroic.
In the end, we completed one of the biggest airlifts in history, with 124,000 people evacuated to safety.
But lawmakers had tough questions about how the Biden administration executed the withdrawal, including leaving an unspecified number of Americans and Afghan allies behind.
You evacuated 6,040 Americans and say only a couple of hundred remain. Your own department told this committee in July that there were 10 to 15,000 Americans in Afghanistan. There's a huge difference between 6,000 and 15,000. What happened to these other Americans?
The secretary says the federal government did everything it could to get all Americans out ahead of the withdrawal deadline.
Our consular team worked 24/7 to reach out to Americans who could still be in country, making 55,000 phone calls, sending 33,000 emails by August 31st. And they're still at it.
Secretary Blinken faced the toughest questions from Republicans, but frustrations with the withdrawal was bipartisan.
Mr. Secretary, the execution of the U.S. withdrawal was clearly and fatally flawed. This committee expects to receive a full explanation of the administration's decisions on Afghanistan since coming into office last January. There has to be accountability.
And some question whether America is in more danger of a terrorist attack after leaving Afghanistan. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Joining me now from Washington is Anthony Cordesman. He is the Emeritus Chair in Strategy at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Anthony, welcome. Great to have you with us. So what have you taken away from Secretary Blinken's testimony so far?
Well, the testimony at least showed us some of the problems that existed before the administration came to office. I think part of the testimony did not address the fact that you had massive paperwork barriers for the Afghans who wanted to come to the U.S., both before and after the administration took office. And it's unclear anyone in the administration or in Congress, in either party, really tried to address that. There's been a lot of argument over numbers, but I was involved in the evacuation after the collapse of Vietnam. And the fact is, you don't know a lot of where people are. You don't have the kind of warning that allows you to plan. Here we only had one narrow airstrip, and we had no clear procedures to handle the paperwork, much less the safety or the security of the area. And that wasn't the fault of any given administration. It's not clear how you could have planned for it. So I think what we're going to have is a lot of partisan issues.
And so then based on what you just said, then do you agree with Secretary Blinken's assessment and others' assessment that this was, despite sort of outward appearances, actually a very successful evacuation operation?
I think that's almost a contradiction in terms. When you have an emergency, when you have people scattered all over a country, when you have people with dual nationality, worried more about their families, which don't have that nationality, than themselves. When you have an airport with no secure access and only one major runway, when you cut your embassy team down to the point where it almost can't handle the basic task work of normal events, are things going to go wrong? The answer is yes. Could you have done more and planned better? Possibly. The fact is, when you have a crisis like this, you're going to have a lot go wrong, period. And that happened again in Vietnam. People tend to forget. We ended up killing orphans for no particular reason. We were not able to evacuate a large number of people in areas like the Vietnamese intelligence services who spent decades in education camps. These aren't things you can always control and plan for. So if you debate this in terms of sort of a partisan approach, you're not going to learn from it. The other thing that's really striking about the hearings is nobody's asked why we didn't do a better job of contingency planning, why we couldn't have predicted the risk of an early collapse earlier, how much we really reached out to try to expedite people before this became a crisis. So I think people are focusing on this issue, often focusing on the wrong time period and ignoring the reasons that created it.
And then, of course, the hearings themselves are, another animal altogether. What do you expect the end game to be with the hearings? How will this all play out politically?
Well, I think if you happen to be a Republican, you are going to criticize this administration. And if you happen to be a Democrat, you're going to criticize President Trump. I think what's really troublesome is what on earth are we going to learn from these hearings? If you don't worry about the Taliban buildup, its rapid success, and how good our intelligence estimates were to give us warning, if you ignore something that critical, it's not clear what the hearings are worth. If you don't accept the fact that managing chaos is something where you always get partial success, and you don't really give it a balanced study, are you going to learn anything for the next time? And if you focus on this partisan approach and you ignore what's happening to the Afghans coming to this country, whether their families are properly treated, whether we prepare them for jobs, or you look at the fact you have a major crisis over food for the people staying in Afghanistan because they can't get to any of their savings, I think you have basically a hearing which may prepare for the November election, but it certainly isn't going to do anything for the American national interest.
Anthony Cordesman, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.